Hey everybody, it's Will. I don't need these on right now. Quiet phone. And I'm back again with another 5-minute review. It won't be quite 5 minutes. Okay, we know. Everybody knows. So anyhow, before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor as always, SpinWiz Comics at spinwizcomics.com. If you don't know, now you know. SpinWiz Comics is a webcomic and indie comic discovery platform. It is free to download both on iOS and Android. Check it out for yourself today. Download the app and read a whole bunch of free comics. There's over 86 different indie publishers. There's new content added weekly and well over 400 different books for you to read on SpinWiz Comics, the app. And here's what it will look like on your smart device. Alrighty then, back to the program. So today we're talking about Chew, C-H-U. So this is basically, I just read the first 4 issues. Issue 4 has one hell of a hangover. Hangover? No, that's wrong. Cliffhanger. There we go. See? So anywho, this book, I mean, there was an original volume of this book, and I read it, and it was just a cool book. It was the in thing then. They brought it back. It was co-created by both John Layman and Dan Baltwood. John writes and letters the book, and Dan draws and colors the book. And it is published, of course, by Image Comics. So the first arc is a five-issue arc, and I just read the first 4 issues. So issue 5 isn't out yet. I didn't even bother to look to see when issue 4 was coming out. So I will try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. We'll just talk up the first 3 issues and go from there. So we end up meeting the whole Chew family, C-H-U, and there's twin sisters. One's a good sister. One is a horrible sister, just a horrible person. She's turned to a life of crime. Her boyfriend is a scumbag, wannabe gangster, safecracker, thief, con man, all of the above. So the boyfriend owes this mob boss. There's 2 mob bosses in this town, and one is bigger than the other. The biggest one, he owes money to. The second biggest one, the smallest one, I guess, he works for. So they put a deal together to go rob the bigger boss, and then at some point he would pay the bigger boss back with his own money, because he thought this was a good idea. In the middle of all this, the bird flu comes to town, and anybody that touches even a bite of chicken of any way, shape, or form gets deathly ill and dies. Well, this happens in the middle of the gig. They get surprised by the guy they're robbing. His guys show back up early, and before anything can be done, their lookout and sniper gets sick, pukes, dies, and face plants himself when he dies into his big pile of green puke. I know, it's gross. It's like, ooh. It gives you the cringes, but it's funny all at the same time. And things just keep going. She's just like on a downward spiral through everything. And there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And they're trying to get rid of bodies, and they're having a hard time. And everybody that they try to get to help them to do something ends up, they've also taken the contract out on the bad twin sister and the boyfriend. And of course, the brother is Detective Chu. So the bad sister and well, Chu can eat something at a crime scene, and it mentally tells him what happened, which is cool. You're going to be a perfect detective that way. The bad sister, if she eats or drinks something at the exact same thing, at the exact same time somebody else is, she can basically read their mind. The other sister has something. Each one has like a slightly different, superpower like that. So it's kind of weird, but it's cool. It's a great story. The artwork, I had to get used to it because we were talking about this last night on Creators Outlet that everybody's trying to make everything look. A lot of it is meant to look like uber realistic. Like it's a comic book. Make it any way you want. Doesn't matter. So this one's like a little bit like Adult Swim cartoony. So I mean I ended up loving it. So it's pretty cool, and I'm not going to say anything about the fourth issue. Well, I'm going to say stuff about the fourth issue, but I'm not going to say any spoiler stuff about the fourth issue. You can figure out there's some big stuff going on just by looking at the cover. The cover is the bad sister riding a great white shark, and there's blood and body parts everywhere. You figure it out. It's it's great. They're like she's always lying to everybody, and they get the twin sister thing going on, and the boyfriend lied and tried to get the twin sister killed at her job, and then they thought it was the grandfather because I guess the great Chu's grandfather or great grandfather is pretty much a big scumbag. He was connected to organized crime in Vegas and Atlantic City back in the 70s. And supposedly, he served in World War II, the big one, WW2. Him and his buddies murdered a bunch of Nazis that were hiding some of the stolen Nazi gold. And even worse, he decided he didn't want to share it with his own friends that he was serving with. So he murdered them too. And now he's like 85 years old, kind of like a vegetable. And it gets all murdery at the nursing home trying to kill the sister who works there, and the grandfather lives there. And it gets pretty damn exciting. I give not the book, but the series up through 4, and I can't wait for issue 5. I'm like dying to read issue 5. I don't really want to die, but you know what I'm saying. Dying to read issue 5 because it is such a good series. It's crazy good. And I mean, if you just like a good, fun, entertaining book with some very dark comedy aspects in it, Chu is the book from you, from Image Comics, issue. I must have got caught on something. Let me start that over. I'm just trying to type in the website for our sponsor, so to make it easier for anybody that wants to go check it out. So I mean, if you like good, action-packed, story-driven comics with some seriously dark humor, Chew is the book for you. Chew Gesundheit. No, I didn't sneeze. Okay, good, because the Rona. So if you're not reading this book, you need to get on it. Image Comics. Hit up your LCS. That's a local comic shop. Or wherever you like to buy comics from. And check these first 4 issues out for yourself. And the cliffhanger number 4. Woo! There weren't a lot of cliffhangers. It was just like 1 through 4, even though 1 through 5 is like the first arc, and they're doing it in chapters, but and they're doing it in meal chapters, which is kind of funny. But 1 through 4 was like continuous, nonstop, boom, boom, boom. And then at the end of 4, it's like a huge cliffhanger, which is great. You don't need to have, as long as the story is as good as this one is, and just boom, 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 it's great. So go check out Chew for yourself. I give the series as it stands right now, 1 through 4. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. It's really great. And it makes me want to break out, my my box of Chew Volume 1, because that was great too. And of course, those are all still available. Not the floppies, but if you get one of these copies, the whole back is like an ad for you to buy Volume 1 of Chew. They've got the whole series available in trades, and they're up to like 3 oversized hardcovers. Kind of like, a chomnibus, if you will. So go check it out for yourselves. Make sure you check out our sponsor, SpinWiz Comics at spinwizcomics.com. The link is right in the chat, and you can download that app anywhere you can download apps on your mobile device. Until next time, this is Will. I will catch you later on tonight. Thomas and I will be live around 8-ish for another episode of OK Boomer. Tonight, we're going to take a look at Superman Volume 1, Issue 199, the very first race between Superman and the Flash. Join us then.